Hi, welcome back. I know I missed Valentine's Day, but I still thought it would be fun to do a love-themed video this year like I did last year for Valentine's Day. I'll link that one on the screen now. But I came across this fan-made game called Love is Strange. It's basically a visual novel / dating sim that uses characters from Life is Strange. I believe it's set in an alternate universe where Max doesn't have time powers, and I believe Rachel Amber is still around as well. It was made by Team Rumblebee. I will leave a link to the game in the description, and let's get started. Ugh. Insert groan here. Get up. I guess I'd better get up. The air is a little chilly as I push the covers off, and one glance in my mirror is enough to tell me that I look like a total zombie. In other words, it's a typical morning for me. Someone's playing music. The people I share a dormitory with are worse than roosters. Oh well, at least I'm up. And I shouldn't make it a habit to be late to class anyway. I stretch out, yawning, as I make my way to the window to feel the sunlight on my skin. Lisa seems to be enjoying it too. She's grown like crazy over the past year. My mum would be so proud. Wow. A whole year already. It's hard to believe I've been at Blackwell for that long. I'm so glad that I came back to Arcadia Bay, and not just for Blackwell, although I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a huge part. I like Seattle, but it never really felt like home. Arcadia Bay is the place I grew up in, the place where I made all of my best memories and had so many adventures, each one as different as every new day. Pirates and superheroes. This was the best place to grow up. Well, I'm biased, but I really do feel that way. I don't want to sell Seattle short, of course. I lived there for 5 long years. I really do miss my friends there and my parents. I was so glad to see them this summer. But I know that coming back here was the right choice for me. I'm technically an adult now, which is something I'm still getting used to. I definitely still feel like a kid in a lot of ways. If you couldn't tell, this is Max speaking. I'm lucky to have my parents' support and my scholarship, which I've somehow managed to keep into my second year. Go Max! And I can't forget one of the most important parts. Blackwell brought me back to Chloe Price, my best friend. It took a little while, but we picked up right where we left off. Actually, we did even better because we didn't exactly part under the best circumstances. But the greatest thing about Chloe is that she's brutally honest with her feelings. Those first few weeks were seriously awkward, but we got through it. I'm determined to be there for her now, even if I couldn't before. Luckily, someone was there for Chloe while I was gone. Rachel Amber. She's totally gorgeous, and she's a really great person too. She's almost too perfect. But she's one of those girls that's just impossible to hate, even though Victoria Chase seems to have found a way. At first I thought that Rachel and Chloe were total opposites, but they're really more like wolves of the same pack. Is that a Life is Strange 2 reference? I don't think so. I don't think it was out when the game was made. Let's just say that knowing the both of them is like being accessory to every instant of dubiously criminal mischief in the Bay. That was a tough one. But even if I didn't have Chloe and Rachel, I've got other friends here too. Dana, Stella, Alyssa. Actually, I can count almost everyone on my floor as a friend. Even Brooke, who is abrasive. It took some getting used to, but it's just her way of being friendly. Pretty impressive for a shy geek like me, am I right? Take Kate Marsh, for example. She's one of the very first people who befriended me at Blackwell. Kate is probably the most kind-hearted person I've ever met, and she's an incredibly talented artist. She's one of the only students at Blackwell that unabashedly wears her heart, or I guess her religion, on her sleeve. I know that she gets flack about it sometimes, but I think it's really cool that she works so hard to create a comfortable environment for other religious and or abstinent students, even if I'm not in her Bible study group or anything. I get along with almost everybody, except for my neighbour across the hall. Victoria Chase is the head of the Vortex Club, with all the reputation that goes with it. Even after a year, I'm not entirely sure what the Vortex Club even does, aside from underage drinking. I've heard that being in it is good for your resume, but I never see them doing anything to actually improve or benefit the school outside of partying. Oh well, it's not really my place to judge, even though Victoria herself does a lot of judging. Hasn't she heard the old adage about not saying anything at all if you've got nothing nice to say? It's hard not to wither under that ice cream? It's hard not to wither under that ice cream stare of hers, or feel totally lame in the presence of a $6,000 camera. She has a great eye though, I'll give her that. I can't spend all morning daydreaming by the window though. I've got to get dressed. I don't want to miss my first class. Especially because Meg's dog told us last week that they had a surprise coming up on Monday. I wonder what it will be. Wait, so is the hot dog actually like an in-universe teacher? Okay. So we don't have time-traveling powers, but there is a human-sized giant hot dog who's a teacher. They're one of the best teachers I've ever had. They're always supportive of my work and always smiling. I knew Blackwell Academy took on the best of the best, but I had to experience it to believe it. Meg's dog is so freaking cool. I'd better hurry up and get going. Then maybe I can find some time to hang out with my friends before class starts. I have a feeling that Chloe and Rachel are going to laugh at my generic brand t-shirt and jeans like they always do, but I've come to terms with my style. I should make sure I have everything I need before I head out. Check phone. I can't leave my room without a quick scan at my feed, the modern equivalent of reading the morning newspaper. That's the millennial condition, I suppose. Blah blah blah. Of course, Victoria's already posted her morning mirror selfie. Like about 28 people posted 5 minutes ago, but she does look really nice in that cashmere sweater. Cashmere sweaters?
Cashmere sweaters.
I'd hit like too, but I know she's not interested in my approval. She might never wear that sweater again if I did. Nerd cooties. I'm kidding, I think. I need to stop sinking to her level and being all judgy. But on bracelets. Chloe gave me one of her punky spike bracelets a few months ago. I'm clumsy, so I thought I'd instantly take my eye out by wearing it. But it turns out that the secret to thrashing is that the studs are actually pretty dull. I guess I really am ready for the mosh pit now, shaka bra. The bracelet that I slide on next to it is all woven rainbow threads. Gay. Rachel gave it to me. I was pretty surprised when she did. Rachel's got like a zillion friends. Maybe she makes them for everybody? Put on a bag. I can't forget my bag, and I don't want to forget my camera either. I'm glad it's managed to survive this long. It's really old, and not in a cute faux vintage way. It's legit ancient. That's what I wanted. A total timelessness on my photos. As I slide my camera into my bag, I look at the little dough pin that Kate gave me a few days ago. It's a warm bronze collar. She said that she found it in a bookshop in Portland and that she thought I would like it. I do, but I'm just flattered that she thinks of me at all. I think I've got everything, but I have a feeling I'm forgetting something. Oh, my journal. I can't leave without it. I take it just about everywhere. I guess it's a little old-fashioned of me, and I know that just getting a block would be way more secure, but I'm used to writing by hand. There we go, all set. As I head out into the hallway, I finally spot the source of the music. It's all coming from Dana's room. The door's wide open like it usually is. There's definitely way too much bass for a Monday morning. I cross the hall shaking my head. I knock on Kate's door, but there's no response. Maybe she's already headed to class. I'm a little sad that I missed out on her usual morning violin playing. Not that I would have heard much of it over Dana's music. It doesn't surprise me that I can smell weed and hear the sound of a spray can drifting from the bathroom. Rachel and Chloe up to no good again. But I guess that's the company I keep. Victoria's usually got her door open or music playing like Dana, but it's quiet this morning. I guess she went to class early too. I've never seen her show up late to anything. Oh, the places you'll go, Max. Where to now? I wanted to go smoke weed with Chloe and Rachel. Go to the bathroom? Oh, there we go. When I reached the bathroom, I found Chloe smoking in the corner, slouching there with a joint pinched between her fingers. Rachel's busy adding graffiti to the opposite wall. Hey, Rachel. Rachel looks up and smiles at me. It's warm, but as usual, it's a little intimidating. There's something about Rachel that makes me feel kind of shy. She can be hard to read. Hey, how's it hanging, Max? I could ask you the same thing. What kind of response is that? Rachel looks back at the wall, smirking, as she gives another shake of her spray can. I look at it too. The paint is bright gold, dripping down the wall from a tangle of letters. I can't quite tell what it says. I'm leaving my mark on this school. Which is still totally against the rules. Since when have the rules ever applied to me? She laughs at her own joke, which makes me twitch into a smile too, before I have to tilt my head away from the fumes, eyes watering. Are you heading to class soon? Yeah, but let me guess. You're wondering what dog's gonna surprise us with today. That's another thing about Rachel. She's always on the ball and knows what's going on with everyone and everything. I think she might be omniscient. I really like the character design. Yeah. Rachel laughs, twirling her paint can in her hand. Her fingers are nimble and light against a smooth surface. I bet you it's another photo contest. I'm sure you'll win, Max. She and Chloe have been so supportive of me. Their praise can be a little overwhelming sometimes, but I know they really mean it. Chloe I get, but Rachel, we're not that close. Yet. So it means a lot that she's so encouraging anyway, even if I don't entirely get what's in it for her. Rachel's honestly kind of a mystery to me, one that I have yet to figure out even a year in. I wonder if Chloe's got the puzzle solved. I've always been too shy to ask much about their friendship, but they're as thick as thieves. Thanks, Rachel, I hope so. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I want to finish this up if that's cool with you. I'll see you in class. Rachel gives a little toss of her hair before focusing back on the wall. I'm going to focus on Rachel for this playthrough. I might go back and do other ones, but for now, we're mostly going to do Rachel. Once I enter the classroom, I head to the back and sit down in my usual seat. Contrary to what Chloe would have you believe, I don't sit back here to slack off like she does. I sit back here because it's centered right by where Mac's dog usually lectures. Speaking of Chloe, I can see her sauntering in with Rachel. She grabs a couple of chairs and drags them noisily across the towel so that she and Rachel can sit with me. Chloe looks like she's already prepared to nap all the way through class. Typical. Rachel, on the other hand, she's got top marks, even though she's more into being in photos, not taking them. She's already got her textbook open, and she's running a paint-stained finger down the page. Victoria walks in just a moment later with Taylor at her side. She glances at me and then immediately looks away when she catches me looking back. Ooh. Her lips are pressed together in a hard line as Taylor chatters in her ear. I guess she's not in a gossipy mood today. Kate seats over by the window. She mouths hello to me as she takes a spot, organising her books into a neat pile. Okay, I'm really fucking slow, but I've just realised that Mac's dog looks like Jefferson. I guess they didn't want to include Jefferson in the game because he's a piece of shit, but this is really funny. Good morning, class. What a lovely Monday morning. There's a few grumbles here and there. Chloe's is the loudest. Mac's dog ignores them all. As you all know, I told you last week I'd have a big surprise coming today. Well, the day has come for me to announce the second annual Blackwell photo contest. I can feel butterflies literally explode in my stomach. Oof. Next to me, Chloe and Rachel shoot me looks. Called it. Victoria stiffens in her seat and sits up a little straighter. I realise my head's covering the name of whoever's talking. Sorry about that. Victoria stiffens in her seat and sits up a little straighter. Kate smiles, of course. She's as bright as the spot of sun she's sitting in. Now, this contest will be a little different from last year's. You'll have to pick a partner because the contest's motif is the bonds between people. This doesn't mean you both have to be in the photo, although that's not against the rules. The photo can be of anything. Your bond will be expressed by working together. That's very romantic. I want to see all kinds of photos represented. I encourage all of you to enter. At the end of the week, each pair will submit their photo. Of course, I'll be judging to pick the winner. As for the prize, the winner will have their photo displayed in the front entrance of the main building and a feature in the Blackwell totem. We only have until Friday? Shit, if I wind up entering, I'm going to have to start thinking about it right away. Who am I kidding? Of course I'm going to enter. Meg's Doug turns to survey the class, hands on their hips. One thing you should keep in mind, be certain of who you choose for a partner, because you can't change once you've picked. We'll both need to work together to create your photo. No cooperation, no entry. I'm starting to feel a little bit nervous about this whole thing. Sure, I've been taking photos for as long as I can remember, but I've never collaborated with someone else like this before. If you plan to enter, I need you to pick your partners before the end of today's class so that I can add your names to the registration sheet. Double shit. I have no idea who to ask, and almost no time to make up my mind. Fidgeting nervously, I glance around the classroom. I can already see people murmuring to one another about their plans. Chloe, who's half asleep, raises her eyebrows at me when I meet her gaze. I guess she wasn't so zoned out that she wasn't listening. Rachel winks when I look at her, and I think about how much practice she's had posing for photos. Everyone knows that she wants to be a model. Kate waves her fingers at me, smiling encouragingly. She doesn't have to say anything for me to know that she thinks I should enter. Victoria. She stiffens a little, but she doesn't look away immediately this time. She holds my gaze. I'm not sure if she's issuing a challenge. The choice is mine. I could ask anyone. Nothing's stopping me but my own shyness. Ain't that the way? The worst that could happen is that I'd be turned down, which honestly seems completely mortifying if I'm going to be real here, but I'd be even more disappointed with myself if I don't enter at all. Who should I ask? Rochelle. Are you sure you want to choose Rachel? Yes. If I'm supposed to pick a partner to take a photo with, then maybe it would be just good strategy to ask an aspiring model. Good strategy is what we're all about here. The contest theme is bonds. Maybe the bond between photographer and subject is just the natural choice here. I know that Rachel is willing to model for just about anyone with a camera. She knows that she's really good at it. Sometimes she even does the asking. I don't think anybody's going to forget the time she walked around campus handing out headshots last year. Only Rachel Amber could get away with something like that. But I've never directly asked her to pose for me before. She's in plenty of my candid shots along with Chloe, but nothing formal like this. It's not that I haven't wanted to, but I figured that she's probably not into my retro style. She has the kind of face that deserves to be shown in HD. High fashion campaigns are never shot with instant cameras. I might be wasting her time completely. But she's smiling at me like an invitation. At least I think that's what it means. I can't really tell. As always, Rachel's an eternal enigma. I knew it would be a contest. How did you know? I seriously wasn't expecting it. Well, mostly because there was one at this time last year. Oh, right. but also because I might have mystical powers. Fun. She winks and then looks at me expectantly. Is this my cue? Yes, bitch. How does Chloe manage to decipher Rachel's signals anyway? I've got to ask her for a lesson sometime soon. Rachel. Sorry, the pose that she's in. Rachel leans in, her elbows on the desk, her chin in her hands. She looks like she's plotting something. Yes? She totally already knows what I'm going to say, doesn't she? I can hear it in her tone. My face feels warm. I was wondering if you'd want to be my partner for this thing? And then I hasten to add, but if you want to work with Evan or Hayden or something, that's cool too. Rachel lifts her hand and catches a feather earring between her fingers. She turns her eyes up towards the ceiling and then back to me. I can't read her at all. I have no idea what to expect. Maybe she wants time to scope out her prospects first. About half the class is itching to ask her to be their partner. I was hoping you'd ask. Let's fucking do it. Mac's dog turns out the sound of the expletive. Rachel just smiles dazzlingly at them and they move on. Hold on, she said yes? And she was hoping I'd ask? For reals? Are you for cereal? For real? We're interrupted by Mac's dog trailing back to the front of the classroom and clearing their throat. Alright. I've got to get into today's lecture. If you haven't picked a partner yet, then be sure that you do before class lets out. I settle back into my seat as the lesson begins, but I can barely focus. All I can think about is the contest. When class lets out, it feels like hours later, and I leap out of my seat. Rachel's taking her time getting to her feet, sweeping her long hair out back behind her shoulders as she gathers her things. Her phone gives a little buzz. She gives it a quick glance, pausing for a moment to stare before she tucks it away and then turns to me. So, she doesn't wait for me to answer before continuing on. So I'm a little busy this week, but I'm going to try to give you as much time as I can. Around when do you want to hook up for this thing? Oh, any time is fine. To be honest, I'm still stuck on the thought that Rachel agreed to be my partner. I had made a pretty impulsive choice by asking her. Not that working with Rachel would be a bad thing. Rachel's been nothing but nice to me since the day I met her. But she has so many different options. I can see Hayden looking towards her like he's thinking of asking, until he seems to realise that she's already matched up. Were you really hoping I'd ask? I wasn't winking at you just to exercise my eyelid muscles, if that's what you're wondering. You're gonna let me model for you, right? Right. I give a nervous little laugh as we cross the classroom. I stand aside as Rachel gives Mac's dog our names for the registration sheet. When we both mark down, she turns back to me, one hand on her hip. She looks so cool and confident that I just feel even more awkward in comparison. If any time is fine, then how about lunchtime tomorrow? We can meet out on the quad. Okay, then we can find a time that works for both of us for the photo, right? Right. I hesitate, thinking of all the social obligations that Rachel seems to constantly have. I know you've got a lot going on. Oh, why? I know you've got a lot going on. It's fine, I'm all in. She smiles brightly at me. I'm a little startled by a total lack of hesitance, but I smile back. Okay. Just then, Rachel's phone starts ringing. She pulls it back out and stares at the screen, frowning slightly. Hey, I'm sorry, but I've got to take this. Oh, it's no problem. I'll see you later, or tomorrow. Thanks, Mac. See you soon, okay? She reaches out to squeeze my arm and then swipes to answer the call. As she walks out of the classroom, I can hear her greet whoever's on the other end of the line. Hey, yes, of course I got time to talk. Is it Frank? I don't feel like I've learned much about why Rachel agreed to partner with me for the contest. Whenever we spent time together before, it was almost always with Chloe there. So it feels a little weird to think that this is going to be just Rachel and I. It could be hella awkward, but she said yes. If anything, I just feel more confused about Rachel's agreement now. But I guess I can start nosing around for answers tomorrow. Tuesday. Even a year in, I still feel overwhelmed and thankful to be at Blackwell Academy, especially on days like this. The campus is beautiful in the fall, like something out of a book or a movie. On some days, I start to feel like Blackwell has become second nature to me, and it's easy to overlook the little things that I love so much about it. But on days like today, I feel excited about it all over again, the way I was when I first got my acceptance letter. Even just getting to eat my lunch outside by the fountain feels like a total novelty, or a privilege. I usually eat lunch with Chloe or I take tea with Kate, but I like having the chance to sit alone sometimes. I really like just watching everyone here. That's weird, isn't it? My mind's always working like a camera, even when I don't have one in my hands. I'm really liking the music choices that they made. It's very similar to Life is Strange music, especially this song. I'm supposed to meet with Rachel out here. I'm still waiting, so I take a look around as I nosh on my sandwich. I love Blackwell's old brick buildings. They're especially pretty in the fall, when the leaves all turn the same shades of red and orange. It's probably why you can always find people sprawled all over the grounds. Everyone looks so comfortable out here lazing in the grass. I think my favourite part about the quad is that Blackwell's always rotating the art displays. There's something new in them every month. Sometimes it's student work, but sometimes they feature work by famous artists. Half of me hopes to eventually be able to see one of my photos in one of these displays, but the other half of me is saying no way. I have to work on that. Confidence. My friends are always reassuring me, and I know that they wouldn't lie, but it's hard to be objective about your own work. You have to suffer for your art, right? I'm my own worst critic, aren't we all? Or maybe I'm feeling extra crispy sensitive because I'm so nervous about the contest. There's been butterflies in my stomach since yesterday. I can't believe I'm going to be working with Rachel on it. I could have asked anyone, but Rachel's the closest thing Blackwell has to a real deal model, and I've never worked with one before. Why did I even ask her? I'm so nervous. Rachel's had a photo taken by so many people at Blackwell, legit photographers like Evan. Then there's me and my instant camera. Rachel's so nice, I probably put her on the spot, so she felt obligated to say yes. Oh my god, shut up, Max! Way to go, Max, mystery solved. Yesterday had seemed like the perfect plan for all of 5 seconds before the doubt began trickling in. It hasn't moved since. Hold on, this kind of negative thinking is just making those butterflies multiply. Rachel's my friend. Where is she anyway? I've been waiting for almost 10 minutes. Speaking of being everywhere at once, there's some graffiti here with her name in it on the fountain. I lean over to examine it. Wowzer, that's really mean. It's not the first time I've seen something like this either. In the bathrooms, in the dorms, on the desks. There's lots of not so nice stuff written about Rachel in all the grungiest corners of campus. I'm not sure why. Rachel's not the kind of person who would do anything to actually deserve this kind of shit written about her. At least, I don't think she is. I've known Rachel for a year already, and I still feel like I don't know that much about her. I mean, I know the basics. She was there for Chloe when I wasn't, and although I'll never get back those years I was away from my best friend, at least she had Rachel to lean on. And she's probably the most popular girl at all of Blackwell, even if Victoria Chase officially wears the crown. Rachel's more friends than I ever thought it was humanly possible to have. But I feel like there's lots I still don't know about her. I'm sure of one thing though. No one deserves to have something like this written about them in a public place, or anywhere. I slide my bag over to cover the graffiti and look at the rainbow bracelet on my wrist that Rachel made for me. And just like that, with perfect timing, I hear her voice. I look up. She's giving me a wave as she approaches the fountain. Hey, Max. Hi, Rachel. I totally meant to get here sooner. What's up? Rachel's apparently been waiting for someone to ask her because she starts in right away. Don't ask me why, but it's been hard to Don't ask me why, but it's been hard to concentrate lately. I don't usually let it get this bad. I think about Rachel's flawless 4.0. She works so hard, but I've never been able to figure out how or when. With a social life like hers, where does she find time to study? If you've got other assignments to work on, then the contest really isn't all that. God, I hate her, defeated stance. I've been getting all my shit under control so that I can keep my word. Partners, right? I'm not making you do all the work on your own. Oh. I open my mouth to thank her, but Rachel's still talking. And I keep getting sidelined. I should start wearing rollerblades, then I could just fly past all the skater bros. I look beyond her shoulder. The skater bros are all hanging out by the steps like they always are. One of them waves at us, or maybe just at Rachel. Which, if she's got her back to them, wouldn't really do anything. I know she hangs out with them a lot. I don't know how one person manages to fit into so many social groups. You'd break their hearts. Justin's clearly drooling. I can see it all the way from here. Hell yeah, I'd crush him. I want to be a man-eater. What? I thought you wanted to be a model. Part and parcel, Max. She grins at me. It's so bright and warm. Rachel's smile has a way of making you feel special, like she's totally happy to be devoting all her attention to you. Maybe that's her secret to popularity. Well, I need you to keep it to modelling for this contest, if that's cool with you. Ice cold. I cringe. Open mouth. Insert foot much self. That is the most Max, and also the most, millennial thing that one could say. I'm sorry. I mean, it's cool, Max. God, she's so stupid. She laughs. I feel embarrassed. Of course I misunderstood. I'm reminded again of how there's a lot I still don't know about Rachel. Is it that I'm totally socially awkward, or is it that she's an enigma? Maybe it's a bit of both. Anyway, I'm so excited for this thing. Really? I mean, me too, but come on, sit with me over there. Before I can respond, Rachel's reaching down to loop her arms around one of mine. She locks a grip on me, and I try not to stumble as I stand. Rachel leans into me, smiling, and she tugs me towards a tree. I'm a little startled, but Rachel's always been really physical. She's always tapping your shoulder, or reaching for your arm, or hugging you to say hi. I like that about her. She's so extroverted compared to me. It's quieter here, away from the sound of the fountain. Rachel only lets go of me once she moves to sit, and she pats the grass beside herself, unwrapping a granola bar as she talks. I'm so fucking stoked you asked me to do this with you. Hearing her say it like that, I believe her. But why? You're doing me a huge favour, so if there's anything I can do for you, like if you get a project later in the year that you need help with, I'm there. I know a photography contest probably seems a little lame to you. A favour? What? I'm doing this for me. Huh? Well, for you too. Her expression softens. It lets me know that she's teasing. Rachel's always like that. It drives Chloe nuts. It's not lame. I think it's awesome. And I'm glad you asked me to be your partner. I mean, I want to be a model, and you want to be a photographer. So we're a perfect match for this thing, right? Perfect match, huh? Well, when you put it that way, my logic's flawless. Seeing how confident Rachel is, I feel a little better about everything already. Aren't you everyone's muse? Ooh. I know that Rachel's used to having all kinds of attention, not just mine. Aren't you everyone's Blackwell muse? Rachel flicks her eyes up from her granola bar and then back down. Oh, well, I guess so. I mean, there's a lot of people who take inspiration from you. I've seen Daniel's drawings, they're amazing. That's because Daniel's a good artist. Anyone can be a muse. Maybe you've got something special. That's what they all say. She laughs. Rachel knows what she's talking about. I have to admit, there really is a synergy between models and photographers. It's sort of what came to mind when I asked you to be my partner. Not that I would really know. You're kind of the first one I've worked with in a serious way. Rachel's eyes light up. She leans in close like she's going to whisper. Instinctively, I do too. Synergy, that's the word. Her exclamation makes me jerk back. Rachel can be loud sometimes. She and Chloe are like a 2-on firing squad. We're an electric combo, Max. I can feel it. And we can really amp it up one-on-one. Let's raise the stakes on this contest. I laughed nervously. Rachel and I are so different. Really different. Can we synergize? I kind of need to figure out what the stakes even are before we do any raising. Rachel tilts her head to the side and reaches up to idly touch the feather earring that she's always wearing. I've never seen her without it. Then how about we scout out some locations? We can go right now. And ditch class? And ditch class. Rachel's smile dares me to take her up on it. I know that if I were Chloe, I'd instantly drop everything and go. They're always skipping together. But I'm not Chloe. It's starting to fully hit me that I'm going to be spending plenty of time alone with Rachel this week. I don't know what to expect. And I have no idea what things are going to be like without Chloe around. I guess I'm going to find out. Skipping class makes me nervous. We could easily just go later. But Rachel looks so enthusiastic about the idea. Let's go now. I might regret this, but it's hard to say no to Rachel. Let's go now before I change my mind. I guess I must look nervous about it because Rachel bursts out laughing. Okay, but don't look so nauseous. Matson's not gonna pop out and arrest you. Probably. Oh no. She winks at me and then she stands and offers me a hand up. I take it. Her grip is really strong. I've got the perfect place. Is it the junkyard? Before coming to Blackwell, I could count all the times I'd ever skipped class on one hand. 3 out of 4 of those were because I was sick or cramping. Hooking up with Chloe again means that I've missed my fair share in the past year. And now Rachel's got me doing it too. I know that she was teasing me, but I seriously expected Chloe's stepdad to materialise from thin air and start yelling at us. Instead, we just had a pretty uneventful trip to the bus stop. I guess I was paranoid for no reason unless he's waiting to ambush us when we get back. But now that we're here, I already feel better. Oh, it's the beach. This was a good idea. The beach is an awesome place for photos. The light's always so beautiful out here by the water, and the scenery pretty much paints itself. And with a model like Rachel, it'll be hard not to take a good photo. It's perfect, right? Just like I said. Yeah, actually, I don't know why I hadn't thought of it. The beach is one of my fave places. I love just coming here and zoning out. Rachel mimes pinching something between her fingers. I get the picture. You and Chloe both. Rachel laughs. Don't worry, I didn't bring you here to watch me get stoned. I know. I look out towards the water. The ocean disappears into the horizon, stretching on forever. We could pretty much take the photo anywhere here. Yeah, that's the best part. Anything here would make for a killer backdrop. Rachel spreads her arms to it all. She's totally right. Even in October, the beach here has a certain warmth to it. It's so free and open. Kind of like Rachel, really. I watch as she kicks off her shoes and ditches both them and her backpack by the rocks. She looks so happy out here, kicking at the sand, and it's hard not to be caught up in her good mood. Hey, come on, I've already checked for broken glass for my feet. Rachel's got her hands on her hips, looking expectant. I hesitate before kneeling to untie my sneakers. That broken glass joke is not funny. I know that the beach is a favourite spot for vortex-style boozing, and to be honest, I've seen some pretty shady looking people hang out here in the past. That's why I checked for it first. Rachel starts laughing at herself. It's infectious. You probably shouldn't use your feet next time. If I don't leave on the edge, then who will? With that kind of attitude, you will literally be living on the edge of broken glass. Shit happens. You'll never be able to walk a runway. I'm too short for the runway, so whatevs. You're making a pretty big effort here to justify stepping on broken bottles. Max, she made a joke. I'm just saying that if it happens... Rachel's laughter dissolves into snorting. It's really cute. I've never heard a snort before. You'll have print work either way. That's the goal. Rachel's picking away along the sand, and after rolling my jeans up to my knees, I join her. She seems so comfortable here, but I know that what she really wants is to make it big in Hollywood. She's never shied away from telling everyone about her dreams. She really does exemplify Blackwell. She'll probably be a famous alumni one day. Maybe that's why Rachel loves the beach so much. Maybe it helps her pretend that she's in California instead of Oregon. The sand is wet and freezing down by the water, but it doesn't seem to bother Rachel. I'm so happy that I finally get to work with a real photographer. For a moment, I'm not sure who Rachel's even talking about. But it's me, of course. Duh, Max. I'm excited to get to work with a real model. Rachel looks really pleased. She reaches up to play with her earring. I'm just an amateur, hoping to play the pro game. She sounds so modest about it. You will. I have the bragging rights to say I took your pics before you were famous. Or maybe I'll be the one bragging that Max Caulfield did a photoshoot with me before she ever hit it big. She elbows me. It's playful, so I elbow her back. I look at our surroundings, scanning my eyes from the distant horizon to the long white stretch of the beach, and then to the cliff and the lighthouse. Each view is so beautiful in its own way. I have no idea why we could even take this photo. Anywhere. When it's right, it's right. And you're hardcore. But we'll have to get it in one shot, won't we? Because that instant film is hella expensive, right? Well, yeah, but pictures not turning out is a fact of life with any kind of film, so I'm always stocking up on extra. I want it to be perfect on the first try. She sounds strangely firm about that, like she's been thinking it over. I look away from Rachel and up towards the sky. The sun is breaking through the clouds, and it stirs something in my chest. The light on the beach always makes me feel kinda... I'm not sure what word I'm looking for. Infinite? It sounds kind of lame like that. It's giving perks of being a wallflower. Never mind, that sounds silly. Or like a line from a cliche coming-of-age novel. Hey, it's a good novel. No, it doesn't. I feel the exact same way. Rachel's looking up at the sun too. I bet she wishes that we were on a beach in LA instead. I wish I could fly her there for the photo just to say thank you for helping me out. Rachel looks like she's thinking something over. I think that's enough research for today, don't you? She stretches her arms above her head. Or, wait, no, she's taking off her shirt. I'm going for a swim. I stand there and watch, stunned, as Rachel shucks off her clothes. She throws her shirt onto the sand and then she yanks down her jeans. Oh, hello. The next thing I know, Rachel is standing there in her underwear. A wave of shock overwhelms me. I almost can't look. Almost. Which means that I do. Rachel doesn't look even remotely embarrassed, but I'm red enough for the both of us. If you're not coming, I'm heading in. I watch as Rachel turns her back on me and bounces towards the water, her long hair flying. Oh. My eyes trail to the tattoo on her calf. It's a dragon that winds from her ankle to her knee. I know that she got it around the time that Chloe got her sleeve done. It's another reminder of the bond of friendship she and Chloe forged while I was gone. Friendship. But Rachel is so nice and she's so important to Chloe that it's impossible for me to be jealous. I watch Rachel run into the water, only to turn right back around yelping. Holy shit, that's fucking cold. You didn't get that already? Dear me. I pull my hoodie off and hold it out for her as she approaches. Though I'm cold too, but at least I'm not soaked like she is. Put this on, Rachel. Rachel looks startled, but she beams at me, even though she's shivering from her head to her toes. No, put it back on. If someone has to get sick, it should be just one of us, not two. Are you sure? 100%. Thanks though, Max. Seriously. She reaches out and squeezes my forearm with one wet hand, and then she starts getting dressed again as fast as possible. 5 minutes later, Rachel stops shivering. I'm not going to do that again. Not until summer, anyway. The ocean's still pretty cold here in the summer. Rachel doesn't respond. She just heaves a huge sigh. Yeah, I know. Wishful thinking. It looks like that's not the only thing that's bothering her. Hey, Max. Yeah? Rachel sits down on the sand. I join her. She pulls her knees up to her chest and rests her arms on them. I haven't told anyone this yet, but I've been scouted by an agency in LA. I'm surprised. Not because Rachel's been scouted, but because she's kept it to herself. That seems like the kind of news she'd want to share with everybody. It's a pretty huge deal to be approached by a modelling agent. This is the kind of news Rachel has been hoping for so long. Why tell me first? I'm still wondering why, even as she goes on, talking without taking a breath. I'm going to have to move, pack all my shit up and get out of here. Maybe even as soon as the end of this semester. They say they want to get started ASAP, and that they could get me bookings tomorrow if I were already there. You know I'm from Long Beach, right? In a way, it'll be like going home. It'll definitely put law school on hold. But at least it's finally happened, and now I can tell everyone who said it wouldn't to suck it. That's amazing, Rachel. Isn't it? Rachel's smiling, but it's hard to tell what she's thinking. You're bigger than Arcadia Bay. You have to make the most of this opportunity. Even now, Rachel is supporting me with a contest, so I have to support her in this. This could be the big break that Rachel's been looking for. Everybody knows how much she's wanted this. Rachel tightens her arms over her knees. Thank you so much, Max. It means a lot that someone with your eye sees me that way. My eye? I feel like I should thank her too. I know you've got this. Rachel reaches over and slings an arm around my shoulders. I feel flustered, but it's nice. No wonder Chloe's so overprotective of a friendship with Rachel. Rachel's so warm. We sit like that for a little while, watching the water slosh up onto the shore. It's starting to get colder as the afternoon begins to wane. Rachel seems to be thinking the same thing because she started putting her shoes back on. We should get back to Blackwell before we both freeze. Yeah, we both need to be in top shape if we want to get a good photo later this week. At least you need to be. Great photos don't happen without their photographers, Max. You're right. Of course you are. Rachel just smiles at me. We gather our things and head back towards the bus stop. Once we're back at school, Rachel and I split up. There's still time for me to catch my last class of the day, so after I bid her goodbye, I set up running. I can still feel tons of sand in my shoes. But I might as well have skipped the rest of the day anyway, because I think about Rachel's enigmatic smile throughout the whole class. Yay! If only I could reverse time, I'd love to have just another hour of sleep. But I've got to face the day. I reach over and shut my alarm off. I'm pretty sure I dreamed about the ocean last night. I'm glad that Rachel suggested it for the contest photo, but I can still hear the waves rushing in my ears. It's making me sleepy all over again. But I have to get going now. I climb out of bed and grab my shower supplies. It's hard to beat the rush for the stalls on some mornings, but I luck out. It always sucks to have to wait to shower when you're grouchy and hungry. By the time I head back to my room to get dressed for the day, I've got time to spare. I use it to review my homework and to greet my roommates, of course. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Captain. Wait, who's Captain? In my defense, I've had that talking to plants help them grow. Oh, that's a teddy bear. And I've talked to my teddy bear since I was little, so that's not about to change. Hey, Max. Hey, what's up? Heading downtown, you want to come? I want new makeup for the photo shoot, and it would be nice to discuss said photo shoot some more. Photo shoot? Shoot. Agreed, I can meet you in a couple of hours. I have a free period then. Just skip it. No skipping. Chill, I got you. You're inspiring me to get my ass to class too. So this ass is going to class. Along with the rest of your body too, right? Max, you know I am the whole package. 2 hours, see you then. Class this morning isn't exactly thrilling. It's so hard to concentrate on lectures with the contest distracting me. As soon as the bell rings, I head right to the bus stop. The schedule is a little confusing, but I make my way downtown right on time. I found Rachel right outside of the makeup and jewellery store she'd asked to meet in front of. Hey Max! I really like the background of this, because for everything else I don't know if they redrew existing art from the game, but this feels very original. Hope you weren't waiting long. I did make you wait on me yesterday, so fair is fair. I was just doing some window shopping. I wouldn't have minded if you waited inside. It's all good, come on. I follow Rachel into the shop. I've definitely never been here before. I mean, I wear makeup, but it's usually the drugstore kind. It's not the best stuff, but it works for me. The store has a lot of glittering display cases, and everything's lit with such an intense white light that I almost feel like we're in a photo studio. I pass by one of the mirrors, stop, and shudder. Are my freckles seriously that dark and noticeable? Shut up, your freckles are so cute. Rachel laughs. You mean are they seriously that adorable? I'm pretty sure the light's a confidence trick. You know, you see how huge your pores look here and it convinces you that you really do need to buy makeup. The answer is yes, by the way, to the adorable thing. Thanks. I'm so bad at taking compliments, and Rachel tosses them out so casually. How did Chloe ever deal with this for the years that I was gone? Rachel really knows how to weave a spell. Now let's see. What are you looking for? Oh, well, I don't know. Rachel seems distracted as I follow her through the aisles. She doesn't know? But she met with me here because she wanted new makeup for the shoot, right? I watch as Rachel picks up little bottles and tubes and examines the labels. I need to put each one back. I know that Rachel is a vegetarian. Maybe she's worried about the ingredients? It's only when I pick up a bottle of concealer that she's put down that I realise what she's looking at. It's not the ingredients, it's the prices. Something clicks into place. Is Rachel worried about money? But if I just say that, it might sound rude. This stuff is way overpriced. I think it's crazy that any company would want $80 for eyeshadow. It's just minerals and junk. Yeah, but you could get the same result by melting crayons. I don't know if you should put melted crayons near your eyes. I was just giving an example off the top of my head of something with pigment in it, because you're right, a lot of the basic ingredients must be similar. But it's just more confidence tricks. It's all about presentation. She picks up a tube of lipstick. The cap is gold enamel with an elaborate design etched in. Just looking at this makes you feel glamorous, right? To some people that's worth, she checks the price tag, $35. Not to me. Me neither, even though I'd look so hot in this shade. She puts it back on the shelf. Actually, Rachel sighs. I've been kind of short on cash these days, ever since I left my ex-boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend? Come to think of it, it's been months since I've heard about Rachel's alleged boyfriend. I mean, I know she'd had one, but I've never met him. All I know is that he's not a Blackwell student, so I figured that they weren't all that serious anyway. Not like it's any of my business. We're split it's been almost 6 months. Damn, time flies. I had no idea you guys were even steady. Rachel snorts. Steady? That's a very 1950s term. That term is so fucking cute and outdated. Maybe I should feel embarrassed, but Rachel's smiling, so I smile too. I've heard that I'm kind of stuck in the retro zone. It's your selling point. You should overdo the shit out of it. I'm not exactly looking to market myself. You have to start thinking that way if you want to be famous, Max. I always am. When I hit it big, I'm never going to have to worry about money again. Rachel Amber's a brand, huh? That's how it works. And I won't need some dude to rely on. I can't say that I can relate to any of what she's saying. I've never had a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And even though I do want to be known one day, I've never thought that far into the future. Rachel's already worried about all of those things. In a lot of ways, she seems much older than 19. How does she deal with it all? I'm gonna go pay for this concealer. I hope it makes me 3 times as hot for this price. She gives me a wink and then heads towards the cash register. I watch her go, lingering behind. Rachel's obviously got a ton of her own things to deal with, but she's still working with me on this contest. The least I owe her is some kind of thank you. I take a look around the shop. I can't afford these expensive makeup brands, but there are other things here too. I decide to pick up something for Rachel. I'm not sure if I really know what she'll like, but it's worth a shot. Lavender oil? I don't know, I like lavender. She already has a feather earring and the necklace was kind of not that cute. Lavender oil has a lot of uses, right? I've honestly never tried any kind of aromatherapy before, but I've heard so many good things about it. Which always smells as amazing as she looks, so maybe she'll appreciate this. I close my hand over the little bottle and walk over to cash register. Rachel's waiting by the door so she doesn't see me paying. Ready to go? Let's get the hell out of here. The lighting's making me wither like a vampire. Vampires wish they looked like you. Would you let me feed on you? Oh my god. Oh, why did I say that? I'm so not good at playing these kind of teasing games. Yeah, I mean, but doesn't that break your vegetarian rule? It's not like I'd be eating you. Please don't. You sure about that? Oh my god, hello? I'm sure. Rachel laughs. We head out of the shop together and back into the cool October sun. Actually, I got something for you. Rachel's mouth twists in either surprise or amusement. No way. Yeah, Wait, I just wanted to, I feel pretty lame about this all of a sudden. I wanted to say thanks for your help with all of this. Even if we don't win the contest, I know we're going to come out of it with a great photo. Thanks to you. Do you spoil Chloe with compliments like this too? You know Chloe, she loves a good ego stroking. Rachel gives a little puff of laughter. So do I. So what did you get me, you sneak? It's lavender oil. I hand over the small brown bottle, dropping it in Rachel's palm. Ooh. Immediately she seems to light right up from the inside. My room must really reek of incense, huh? Are you trying to send me a message? It's definitely true that some strange smells have come from Rachel's dorm room in the past, but I wouldn't exactly call it incense. No way, you never smell skunky. Nice save. But seriously, this is exactly what I need right now. She's already unscrewing the cap to take a whiff. There's a dreamy look on her face. I feel relaxed already. This stuff is way therapeutic. How did you know? Yeah, lavender oil is... The smell of lavender is supposed to be relaxing, which is one of the reasons why I'm particularly fond of it. I just guessed. I'm really glad that I chose right, even if it was at random. Seeing Rachel so happy makes me happy too. Rachel reaches up for my wrist. Her grasp is so gentle. Here, try some. I let her dot a bit of it onto my skin. Her hand is still holding my wrist when she lifts it up to my nose so I can inhale. She's right, the scent is really relaxing. Our eyes meet over my hand. Her smile is so sincere that I feel somewhat flustered and I avert my gaze. Thank you, Max, but you seriously didn't have to get me anything. I agreed to help because I want to do this. I know, I never doubted that. You're so sweet. Rachel glances down the street. A few moments pass before she speaks again. I wonder if we'll come out of this with an iconic photo. You know, one that becomes so famous that everyone knows its name. I can't even picture someone like me ever taking a photo like that. I seriously doubt it. Oh, shut up. Then stop doubting. Rachel turns her attention towards the sky. I want to be in a photo like that one day. I want to be in magazines and billboards and books. I want to be the woman in the mirror. That title, it's really familiar. I'm sure I've seen it before. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but... Right, there's a reason you always hear his name when people talk shop and fashion photography. He was an innovator. He brought soul into it. He captures his subjects like nobody else. A Woman in the Mirror is an Avedon photo book, right? I don't know how to say that name. Yeah, what do you think it means? I have to think about that. I'm not totally sure, but... A mirror reflects back exactly what you put into it, like a camera. Well, yes, but you can manipulate a photograph pretty easily these days. So a mirror is more honest, that's what you're saying? Rachel looks like she's thinking hard about something. I study her closely. A few moments of silence pass by. I decide to stand by what I've said. Yes. Rachel looks me right in the eyes and then she nods. I wonder what Avedon would say. We'll never know. Rachel checks her phone. It looks like our conversation about photography is over. Time's almost up if you still want to catch our next class, Max. Unless you want to stick around. There we go, another offer to cut class. Let's hang around here, obviously. I never really get to come down here. So let's make the most of it, I guess. Really? Chloe would get such a kick out of you ditching to stroll around here. This isn't exactly her scene, is it? No, but it's totally ours. Let's go. Rachel seems to be really happy that I'm staying around to ditch class with her. I really hope this isn't the start of a bad habit. Am I going to wind up making it to any of my classes this week? But she's so enthused that it's hard for me not to feel the same way. Rachel reaches for my hand and uses it to tug me along as we walk. Oh my god, they're holding hands! I love being down here. Sometimes being at Blackwell makes me feel like I'm constantly in front of a camera. Because of the weird new surveillance plan? No, I mean, yeah, but also no. I mean, it feels like I'm always on stage, like I always have to be on. You know what I mean? You make it look so easy. I can't think of anyone else who's more on than you are. It's impressive, really. Rachel manages to balance so many different things at once. I could never take all of that pressure. Rachel smiles. Appearances aren't everything. Her voice is a little cool. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Maybe I don't have an off switch. The more time I spend with Rachel, the less I feel I know about her. She's so friendly, but she's so distant too. Is it possible that Rachel's always been this way and I've just never noticed? Has Chloe? Has anyone? I think back again to all of the conflicting stories I've heard about Rachel as we wait at the light to cross the street. Out here, one-on-one, Rachel's a lot less intimidating. Not that she was scary before, but it's always felt like she was on another level. But not now. When it's just the two of us, it feels so different. I want to learn more about her, but the more I learn, the less I understand. Hey look, here we are. Rachel lets go of me and points. I look at the place she's indicating. It's the movie theatre. Does she want to see a film? Oh wait, I'm wrong. Rachel is pointing at the game set up in front of it. I have some spare change left over for my exorbitant purchase earlier. Want to give one of these a shot? I step closer and examine both cabinets. One of them is a claw crane and the other is a fortune-telling machine. The claw machine is full of brightly coloured stuffed toys. I recognise a lot of beloved childhood favourites in there, but I'm pretty sure these things are designed to lose. The fortune-telling machine contains an animatronic wizard that moves its arms up and down in a kind of a creepy way. It looks old and I'm not sure it won't just eat the money. I pick fortune teller. Let's get our fortunes read. Rachel's smile is so bright it always blinds me. This is my favourite thing in a world, Max. Michelle the Mystic always knows exactly what to say. Not the most magical name I've ever heard. Rachel laughs and flips me a quarter. Just give him a try. I take the coin and slide it into the slot. There's a satisfying thunk as it rolls back into the machine's ancient coin drop. A panel of buttons lights up. They're all star signs. Rachel reaches over to slap one before I can find the one I need. Virgo, right? How did you know? Oh god. I'm also Virgo. Rachel just laughs again as she hits another button, and the animatronic's staticky voice takes over. So it's a fortune you want, is it? Listen closely. Oh, actually, he should be French. So it's a fortune you want, is it? Listen closely. His name is Michel, so I'm doing a French accent. Destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. There is not such thing as coincidence. Wherever you end up is where you are meant to be. The glow of the mystic's crystal ball fades out as the recording comes to an end. There's a slip of paper sticking out of the slot at the bottom of the machine. I tug it free. It's just the same words printed out for reference, along with the row of supposedly lucky numbers. I fold up the piece of paper to put it in my pocket. So he's telling me to be brave, right? I know it probably seems super hokey to you, but I love this shit. I really believe in it. Rachel giggles. Look at this. I watch as she slides in another quarter and hits a bright red heart button. The machine stirs to life again. Before I can ask what she's doing, she hits the Virgo and Leo buttons. So it's a love match you want, is it? I turn bright red. Rachel's clearly teasing, but at least she's letting me in on the joke. Virgo and Leo, an odd couple indeed. Many would wonder what it is you see in one another. You could not be more different. This potential weakness can be turned into a complementary strength. It is a matter of balance, but only if you recognize it. The light fades out again, and we get another printout. Rachel reaches out for it, smiling. Looks like we're not the greatest match. He was being downright hopeful. You should have heard the reaming he's given to me and Chloe. Complementary strength. Rachel winks at me. It's like we talked about. Synergy, Max. Rachel reaches for a cigarette. I watch her light up and squint into the afternoon sun. We should get back to Blackwell soon. We don't want people to see us sneaking back and assuming we were up to something totally salacious, right? She gives me a nudge with one eyebrow raised. Of course she's being suggestive as a joke. Max, open your goddamn eyes. That's just her nature, I think. Yeah, that we should get back to Blackwell, I think there's a bus stop close by. Rachel and I chat about all sorts of things on the bus ride back. We have a lot in common when it comes to geeking out about photography, at least. Even though she's more interested in being in front of the camera instead of behind it, Rachel really knows her stuff. When we get off the bus, we pass by the parking lot. Rachel glances towards it, sees something and freezes. She groans. Great. Huh? She does not look happy. I follow gaze towards an RV. It's Frank. I know that RV. Well, not personally, I just know that whoever lives in there used to sell weed to Chloe and Rachel. And it's probably where the Vortex Club stocks up on party supplies. It's really old looking and a little creepy. I noticed that there's a dog tethered up outside, sleeping on the asphalt. We both take a seat on the curb together. Rachel starts on another cigarette. I can't believe Frank still does business here. Frank? That's his name? Yeah. Why did you and Chloe find a new dealer anyway? I don't know anything about any of that stuff. I just know that they stopped seeing the RV guy and started buying from someone else. About half a year ago. 6 months. Use your brain. Because we broke up and it was fucking awkward and I never could figure out how to explain it to Chloe, so I just told her that we could get a better deal from someone else. Broke up? Wait. Frank was the person Rachel was talking about in the makeup store? Rachel's ex-boyfriend has been the guy in an RV all along? Yeah, I guess we were dating. Seems like this might be an opening to finally appease a bit of my curiosity. All my natural nosiness is taking over. What kind of person is Frank? Tattooed, always ready for a fight, and he reeks of axe. He sounds scary. He's not, he's a puppy dog. When he wasn't on drugs anyway. Her expression falters. I liked him because he liked my Santa Monica dream. I love that song. Yeah? She smiles at me. He never made me feel like it was stupid or impossible. He was just totally in 100%. Or at least he said he was. He understood what I wanted. He said he was ready to support me in whatever way I needed. That meant a lot to me. But we didn't work out. We weren't really good for each other. He was a different person when he was on drugs. And I wasn't exactly an angel either. We didn't say a lot of hurtful shit to one another. I don't like to hold on to regret, but maybe if I'd known beforehand how things were going to go, I might never have. Rachel shakes her head instead of finishing a sentence. I'm still going to try for my dreams, with or without him. Rachel's relationship with Frank sounds like it was really complicated. Don't want to pry much more. In case I start annoying or upsetting her, I don't need to know every detail. I wonder how a girl like Rachel can wind up with a guy like Frank. But I've heard a lot of different things about Rachel too, and not all of them have been nice. I spent the past year letting my assumptions about Rachel form my impression of her without ever really trying to get to know her. I never thought for a second that might be wrong. If my horoscope is right, my life's about to change anyway. Your horoscope is right, because you're going to nail that modelling contract, right? I look at her sideways. Rachel looks a little wary. The perfect image I'd had of Rachel. It's not true to who she really is it? But that's not a bad thing. I want to learn more about her. I want to know everything about her. It's a weird feeling. I don't know if I've ever really had it before. Rachel's sitting right next to me, but it's like, I want to reach inside of her and see everything. I want Rachel to trust me. Is that weird? Am I weird? To be honest, Max, this has been my dream for my whole life. And the stars have suddenly aligned just like that. I should be happy. I should be so fucking happy. But now, I just don't know. I've been doubting everything about myself. I want to go and never look back, but I think I get it. Or at least I hope I do. You've got this. I know you do. You're amazing. You're smart and driven. I've never seen you fail at anything before. Chloe knows it, and everyone else in the school knows it. I know it. Rachel gives a short laugh and then reaches to snub out her cigarette on the pavement. Thanks, Max. I know I was being a little bitch for worrying. I have no right to complain about this. Getting like this over a modelling contract is about as first world problems you can get. You're going to blow it out of the water. The water? Rachel's smiling at me, but her gaze is a little unfocused. Did I say the right things? I really hope so. I wonder why we've never really hung out alone before. I'm glad we are now, Max. Rachel reaches out and grasps at my hands. Her squeeze is really strong. I can feel my cheeks heating. I can't believe that Rachel Amber is giving me this kind of attention. It makes me feel special. Me too. I'm so glad. Those 3 words don't seem like enough. I'm a little sorry when Rachel lets go of my hands. Look, I've got to go see if I still have time to hand in an assignment, but maybe I'll be able to catch you later. I wasn't planning on leaving the dorms at all tonight. I was just going to brainstorm some ideas for our beach photo. So, sure. I can't wait. She's looking me right in the eyes. Her expression is so gentle. I still feel kind of warm all over. And the feeling doesn't go away even once she's already left. Gay. The rest of the school day passes in a haze. I spend most of it thinking about the photo shoot tomorrow, and about Rachel. Right as the final bell rings, I get a text from her. It meant a lot to me that you listened today. I've never really admitted anything like that before to anyone, not even Chloe. Thank you, Max. I'll come knocking later. You better answer. A heart. I'm totally beat by the time I make it back to my room. After tossing my bag onto the floor and checking in on Lisa, I sink into my chair and pull up my laptop. I know that Rachel and I need to have a contest photo done and handed in on Friday, which means that tomorrow is really the only day we've got to take it. And that's bad news for me because I'm quickly realising that I haven't got a clue what the photo should look like. I mean, Rachel is so gorgeous that taking a good photo of her would probably be as easy as pointing my camera in her direction and pressing the shutter. But I don't want easy, I want art. I want this photo to fit the contest's theme. I want it to express the bond between photographer and model. Maybe I even want it to express the bond that's been growing between me and Rachel as people, not just an artist and a muse. As if I'm anything close to an artist. Keep on dreaming, Max. I scroll through the folder of scanned photographs on my desktop, trying to view my own work with an objective eye. I pause on a photo of the ocean. I remember taking this. It's Elliott Bay, right in the heart of Seattle. The ocean looks grey and choppy, and through my lens, boring. Even the Ferris wheel in the background doesn't liven up the photo. What kind of photographer can't even manage a decent shot of the ocean? I could ask Rachel to pose on the sand instead, or by the rocks, or I could even frame the shot up towards the cliff, but if I can't take a good photo, it won't matter where I point my camera. My stomach clenches as the anxiety swells. I take a long, slow breath and then close the folder. What I need isn't to remind myself of my mistakes. What I need is inspiration. I pull up a search engine and think for a moment, before carefully typing. Richard Avedon, woman in the mirror. The results load, my screen filling up with beautiful black and white images. I begin clicking through, trying to see what was so important to Rachel in this photo book. Each photo is carefully set up, framed and posed. Very few of the shots look candid. I've always noticed a really deliberate quality to Avedon's work. Victoria Chase's photo always makes me think of his. She put a lot of effort into getting things exactly right, a lot like he did. As for me, I'm almost the complete opposite. I like taking photos when people aren't necessarily ready for them. I've always loved the idea of capturing a moment just as it existed. But it feels like I'm seeing Avedon's work for the first time now. The women in his photos are coiffed and composed and ready for the camera, but these photos feel incredibly honest too. As if Avedon had managed to unbury something that a less controlling photographer might never have found or even known about. The backgrounds complement the models but never overwhelm them. Sometimes they're just plain backdrops. These photos are all about the subjects, even when they're shot in extraordinary places. I recall what Rachel and I had talked about earlier today, about cameras and mirrors and how they reflect back what you put into them. It's a lot to think about. All at once I feel a little tired. I shut off my laptop and crossed the room to sit down onto my bed. I wiggled around to get comfortable, then rolled onto my side, peering into my phone. Rachel said she'd drop by sometime this evening. I wonder if I should touch base with her. Maybe I shouldn't bother her, though. I don't want her to think I'm annoying. She could easily have decided to hang out with one of a zillion other friends since I last talked to her. Text her? I decide to go for it and then immediately spend about 2 minutes wondering what to type, before I realised I'm overthinking it way too much. I go for the default greeting. Hey. To my surprise, she actually responds right away. Yo. Better pick up all that dirty laundry because I'm hitting you up soon. Well, that answered my question right away. I found myself smiling at my phone. Hey, I'm actually very tidy. You mean you didn't go to the Chloe school of leave your panties where anyone can see them? Oh my god, no. God love her. I think we'll all love her. Don't tell her that, she'll get all weird. It's true though. I'm grinning at my phone now. When I was 13, I would have probably felt totally aghast at the idea of sharing my best friend with someone. But that was before I ever met Rachel. I remember what it was like when Chloe first introduced us on my first day at Blackwell. I thought it was going to be seriously awkward, and I was worried that I might even be jealous. But I didn't feel that way at all. I just felt incredibly grateful to meet the person who was so good to Chloe when I wasn't around. The person that my best friend called her best friend for 5 years. I feel glad all over again I asked Rachel to partner with me for this contest. I'm starting to see just how big her heart really is. As I contemplate a reply, my mind wanders briefly back to Richard Avedon and Woman in the Mirror. Talk about Woman in the Mirror. I looked up Woman in the Mirror today. Yeah? His photos were so beautiful, almost dreamlike. Did you look at Deepening with the elephants? Yes. It's interesting how both she and the elephants look so powerful in those pictures. That's a very cool photo, actually. It's interesting how both she and the elephants look so powerful in those pictures, but in completely different ways. Yeah. I love how fearless she looks. These elephants are like stomping their feet around and she's just completely calm. Like a rock in a stream. I'd be terrified. Me too. But I'd still jump at the chance. I'll take the pic for you, from inside an elephant-proof cage. I don't care if you're joking, you're on. Uh-oh. I was going to stop at the cafeteria before coming by. Do you want anything? If there are muffins, yes. Fuck yeah. Gonna put more junk in my trunk too. I'll be over soon. See you. I'm really glad I decided to text Rachel. She's so fun and easy to talk to. I quickly run my gaze around my room, just be extra sure that I don't have anything embarrassing lying around before I lean back on the sheets and relax again. I slide my phone beneath my pillow so I won't accidentally knock it off my bed and shut my eyes for a rest. I don't know how much time passes, but I am abruptly brought back to life by a sharp knock on my door. When I open my eyes, I'm surprised to find it is dark out. I quickly sit up, my heart thumping, and reach up to rub at my eyes and run my fingers through my messy hair before going to answer the door. Rachel's right out there in the hall. She's holding 2 muffins in front of her chest as she looks me dead in the eyes. Check out my huge muffins. Oh my god. I see them. Rachel gives the muffins a little wiggle, and then she grins, her voice turning insistent. You're not looking. I make myself look, deciding to play along despite my embarrassment. Yes, they're big. Is that what you wanted me to say? I surprise myself by laughing. Rachel laughs too. Yes, thank you. Well, come inside already. Your room is so cute and so delightfully free of weed odour. The only green leafy thing here is Lisa. Lisa? Lisa, oh my god. I point at the plant over by the window. Rachel turns to look at it. This is the one Chloe totally stole and handed off to me last semester, right? Hi Lisa, I missed you. She hasn't forgotten the incident, neither have I. Laughing, Rachel holds one of the muffins out to me and I take it. It smells amazing. The Blackwell cafeteria fare typically never rises above average, but I think there's no such thing as a bad chocolate muffin. Rachel peels the wrapper off of hers and picks a chocolate chip out to eat it. The motion looks so delicate that I almost feel embarrassed about immediately stuffing my face. So I've been thinking about this photo. It's got to be perfect. I swallow thickly, just when I'd managed to stop feeling anxious for a minute. I know, I want it to be too. It's not good enough to just have a great location, you know? I lower my muffin, feeling queasy. She's right, but hearing it said out loud makes the pressure a whole lot more real. Right, I know. I think about something I noticed about Richard Avedon's work, how it treated the background as just one of many elements in his photography, a detail meant to enhance his subject. But Avedon was a master. I'm not. You're a student. This is school. You're 18 years old, like, chill. I stare at the carpet. Rachel reaches out to touch my arm. We are going to win this. Nobody else stands a chance. It's practically fate. We can't let doubt get in the way. Anxiety takes root in my chest and blossoms. I strain to come up with something to say that won't disappoint her. Those both reek of not self-confidence. How can you be sure? I'm not. My heart sinks. But you just said, you ever heard the phrase fake it till you make it? I stare at her. Yeah, I didn't think anyone actually lived by it though. It's actually not bad advice. If you pretend at something for long enough, it eventually starts to feel kind of, well, true. I stare back down at carpet again. I'm sorry, Rachel. I don't even know how to be fake confident, let alone real confident. If I take a shitty pic, what the hell are you talking about? You keep saying that we're definitely going to win this, but I don't know if I'm... But I wasn't even talking about you. Well, Wait, what? I was talking about myself. About me fucking this up for us. I nearly dropped my muffin. Oh. You thought I was talking about you? Rachel's eyes go wide and her expression turns apologetic. She speaks in a rush. Holy shit, I'm sorry. I've just been so up in my own head, kicking myself over this whole thing. I wasn't trying to put pressure on you. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, that's me. I was so antsy to show you a cool place to take the photos, you'd think that I knew exactly what I was doing. That is what I thought. But with all this shit going on with the contract, I don't know if I can even, give you anything worth of your time tomorrow. I'm a little stunned. Rachel, You're not the only one who's been in her own head and kicking herself. I know exactly how you feel. I didn't want to put you on the spot or anything. I just think your photos are so fucking amazing. The compliment warms me even through my uneasiness. But that's exactly what I just did, isn't it? I piled a bunch of expectations on you. Just like everybody's always doing to me. Rachel has always seemed kind of invincible. Like she can handle anything and everything. And she's always proving it. Perfect looks, perfect grades, and perfect skill. But she's only human. Maybe it's hypocritical, but there's no way I want to let Rachel keep feeling like this. Hey, Rachel? Yeah? Let's make a deal, okay? Rachel gnaws at her lower lip before responding. What kind of deal? No expectations of one another or ourselves. No pressures, no hopes or plans or anything for tomorrow. We get there and just see how it goes. That's all. There's a moment of silence between us, tense but hopeful. Flying by the seat of our trendy torn jeans, huh? I love that idea. I love it so much I could kiss you. Now and then I do have a rare moment of genius. I think I'm being clever, but while I'm congratulating myself, Rachel is on the move. She leans forward, grasps me by the shoulder, and lays a kiss on my cheek. It happens so suddenly that I don't even realize until it's over and she's pulled back, eyes sparkling. Oh. What did I just say? You did warn me. I start grinning like a total idiot. I know it's just Rachel being Rachel, but I feel pretty amazing right now. She's still touching my shoulder as we stare at one another. Maybe I'm just imagining it, but there's a strange feeling of expectation in the air. Kiss her. At least until she speaks again. We should both be going to bed soon. We've got a lot to do tomorrow. I nod, feeling a little disappointed. I find myself thinking that it would be nice if Rachel could stay over. I think I could probably talk with her all night about pretty much anything. But she's right that we both need to be well rested. And anyway, we'll have lots of chances for sleepovers in the future, hopefully. I was pretty much asleep before you got here. I can tell. No offense, you looked so adorably tired when you got to the door. As long as it was adorably, it was. I'll text you tomorrow morning. Feel free to blow up my phone. Be careful what you wish for. I'll straight up explode it. Somehow I don't think I'll mind. Bitchin'. Rachel turns to go, laughing. I hold the door open for her as she exits. After a moment, I can hear a voice calling from down the hallway. Sweet dreams, sweetheart. Oh my god. Sweet dreams. Somehow I managed to wake up before my alarm, and the first thing I think of when I open my eyes is that today's the day that Rachel and I need to take our contest photo. I lie in bed staring at the ceiling and wonder why I don't feel more anxious about it. I actually feel kind of calm. Maybe calm's not the right word, but I feel okay. I think it's because of the pact that Rachel and I made yesterday to go into this thing without any expectations or pressures. Feels like a huge weight is off my shoulders. I bet she feels the same way. Whatever photo we take and whether or not we win, I know we won't regret trying. There'll be lots of opportunities just like this one in my future. I just have to be brave enough to take them. My phone lights up with an alert. I roll over onto my stomach and fling an arm out to grab it. Rachel, of course. Good morning, starshine. Rachel says hello.
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello.
Photo time today, I'm stoked. Can you keep a secret? Maybe. I kept an extra muffin for you last night. From you last night. That's how you get ants. The incense keeps them out. Incense. It's literally incense, I swear. I'll prove it to you. And share my muffin. And also we should talk about the plan for today. Come to my room. I'm right by your end of the hallway anyway. I've been waiting for the bathroom to open up. I don't think I've ever been in your room before. Shit, you're right. I don't get the chance to invite pretty girls back to my place very often. I stare at my phone. I can feel my cheeks going pink. I wonder why I should type back before deciding to play it cool. Wowza, so smooth. Not smooth enough if you're still not getting that ass out here. Oh my god, fine, I'm coming. I set my phone down and climb out of bed right away. I quickly get dressed and grab my facial cleanser and a few other things, and then I head out into the hallway. I spot Rachel right away. She's still got her phone out, thumb swiping at the screen as she lingers by the bulletin board. So it's the day of reckoning. Rachel lowers her phone to greet me, smiling. So ominous. I'm not nearly as nervous about it as I was yesterday. Not anymore. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better about it too. As Rachel reaches up to run a hand through her long hair, my nose picks up a scent that I recognize. Lavender oil? You bet. She's wearing the gift I bought for her. I suddenly feel flustered. I don't know why. 'Cause you're gay, Max. It smells really good. Rachel grins. I wouldn't complain if you wanted to stand closer. She holds her hand out as if to beckon me over, her eyes sparkling. And once more I can't say no to that smile. I step in closer. Rachel grasps me by the arm. With her other hand, she draws her hair back over her shoulder. She smells so good. I don't think it's just the lavender oil either, and her hair looks so soft. The only reason I pull back is because Rachel lets go of my arm. I come to like I'm waking up from a deep sleep. I told you lavender was a perfect choice. Focus, Max. Rachel slips her phone into her back pocket and gives a little nod of her head to indicate that I should follow. Come on. I trail Rachel down the hallway until we reach the very front. Rachel's door is one of the first you encounter when you enter the girls' dorms, but I've never spent any time in it before. Sure, I've dropped by to say hi when Chloe's around, but I've never really been inside. I've only caught glimpses of it from the doorway. I stand back as Rachel inserts a key. That's unusual. Most of us just leave our doors unlocked. Then again, I've been learning that Rachel is a girl with a lot of secrets. Now that I think about it, I'm not really sure what I expected to see in Rachel's room. It's really cool that they came up. Oh my god, I used to have that Beatles poster. This one. I mean, I think it's the Beatles. Yeah, I think it's really cool that they came up with their own idea of what Rachel's room would look like in the dorms. I think bedrooms kind of reflect back a lot of the person living there. Anyone who entered my room could probably tell instantly what kind of person I am and what kind of things I'm into. Rachel's room is warm and full of light, with personal touches everywhere. I'm really tempted to examine the photos strung up over her windows, but I don't want to snoop right in front of her. She wasn't lying. There really is incense burning in here. The smoke gives the room a hazy glow. Here, I did promise. Huh? I'm so distracted from looking around Rachel's room that it takes me a moment to tune in. She's holding out half of a muffin. Oh, you really don't have to share your breakfast. You're going to need the energy for today. Accepting her reasoning, I reach out for the portion. The sugar should help get me going. It is still hella early. Yeah, you're right. We've got a big photo shoot today. And zero expectations. Yeah. I nibble on my muffin as Rachel shuffles through some of the things sitting on her dresser. She picks up a tube of lip gloss and I watch as she leans in towards her mirror to apply it. Still, I'm my head's all scattered. I talked to the agency this morning. You did? How did it go? It went okay. I told them I still hadn't made up my mind. She straightens, turning her face one way and then the other as she examines her reflection, looking anywhere but at me. Carefully, I step closer, joining her next to the mirror. I look at her in its reflection. Her eyes flick up to meet mine. Well, I think that's good. I mean, if you're not sure, then you shouldn't make any kind of decision on it yet. You don't want to make a hasty choice that you'll regret. You're right, I don't. Fuck, I was trying not to think about this today. Sorry. Rachel, you don't have to apologize, seriously. She reaches up to sweep her fingers through her long hair, pushing it back. They want an answer by the end of the month. But you're right, I can't make a hasty decision. Rachel steps back from the mirror and I do too. Suddenly she's smiling again. Anyway, I wonder if the bathroom's cleared up now. I seriously need to finish my makeup. You have a mirror. It's obvious from her tone that she's done talking about the contract for now. I manage to smile too, although there's still some worry in my heart. We can go check. I wave my hand over the incense burner. I know I just woke up, but it's making me sleepy again. Rachel's watching me and I can't help but comment. Your room's really nice. I look around again, my eyes settling on the Hollywood poster above her bed and the dream catcher next to it. I wonder what Rachel dreams about. Thanks. Like I said, it's not like typical for me to invite cute girls back here. You can't use the same pickup line twice, Rachel. So, when's the cute girl arriving? Cringe. When I try to be playful like Rachel, it just sounds like a geek. But her eyes seem to sparkle. The cute girl is free to come and go whenever the hell she pleases, like now. I snort, unable to help it. Standing next to someone as pretty as you makes me feel like a gremlin. Like I'm cute, but not really. Shut up. I'm way into you. Oh god. What? No way, I didn't hear that right. I mean, she gives a confident wave of her arm. She looks so scared. You're my type. I didn't sneak a kiss yesterday for nothing. Sue me, I wanted to smooch a cute babe. Who wouldn't if they had the chance? You kissed her cheek, like that's not smooching. Well, I definitely didn't mind. Do you really think I'm hot, Max? I didn't say hot. Do you? Yes. Embarrassed, I turn my face away. Isn't Rachel Amber's attractiveness kind of a universal opinion? In my defense, I'm just giving the answer anyone would give. Your face, you really are so cute. So the key is to let you tease me. You make it too fun and easy. Shit, I've seriously got to toughen up. Let Chloe and I take you out to a show sometime. I look at the punk rock posters on Rachel's wall and hastily shake my head. So maybe that's not a Beatles poster. Not that tough. Rachel laughs, sharp and clear, and then picks up the hairbrush from her dresser. Come on, let's get to the bathroom. She gives it a little wave, indicating that I should follow her. You really can come visit anytime you want. I definitely keep that in mind. We make the trip back down the hall towards the bathroom. We're lucky enough to find it unoccupied. Rachel walks over to one of the sinks to wash her hands and touch up her makeup. I join her, turning the water on hot and leaning in to splash my face before I start to brush my teeth. I think I'll be really happy once we have this thing done with. Me too. I already feel pretty accomplished and we haven't even taken it yet. I lean over the sink to spit out a mouthful of foam and our eyes meet again through our reflections. Mirrors, cameras. Take the damn photo in the mirror. The world is full of lenses and filters. Hey, so do you think you're ready? For the photo shoot? Yeah. Rachel's voice is a little strained. Even beneath her impeccable makeup, she still looks tense. Are you sure you're still up for it? I'm hesitant to say it, but I have to. I know we agreed that the pressure's off, but you were never, obligated. As much as I've been excited to take this photo with you, I'm honestly just kind of happy that the contest has given us a chance to hang out this much. It's been totally worth it, no matter what happens with the photo. Rachel's expression softens. Max, I promise I want to do this, if only to get this contract out of my head for an hour or two. And for you. But thanks for asking. It's okay if you're still thinking about it, you have time. It does get a little easier to think about knowing that you're worried about me. I'm not trying to underestimate you. Rachel's gaze turns very soft. I know. The expression in her eyes is an enigma instead of mystery wrapped in a riddle. But I think I'm starting to figure out how to crack the code. I hope. Well, Max, do you think you'll be ready to ditch in the next 5 minutes or so? Because if we catch the next bus out, we'll get some amazing light on the beach. What, you want to leave now? Haven't you ever just looked at the sunrise just because? Now that I think about it, I guess I haven't. I've never even thought about it before. I've seen plenty of sunsets. It's one of my favourite times to take photos. Whenever I think of the golden hour, I think of those short minutes before dusk settles in, when the sun is still visible above the horizon. But I always forget that you can catch the golden hour at dawn too. I've just never gotten up early enough to try. It's beautiful out on the beach, promise. There's nothing like watching the sun come up over the water. That's when the light turns everything gold. And you just watched, amazed, because the world is such a beautiful place. She looks dreamy, her gaze somewhere far away. I believe you, so I guess we should get going. I can't wait to show you. Rachel was completely right. The beach is absolutely beautiful at sunrise. The moment we step off the bus, we're awash in purple and red and orange. It's a totally different kind of golden hour. Wowzer. Told you so. I'm so amazed by our surroundings that I hardly noticed the early morning chill. My eyes are fixed on the water and the sky, so bright they're almost blinding. Part of me is super tempted to just whip my camera out and start snapping photo after photo, but I take a moment to just stand there and enjoy it with my eyes, not my cameras. Rachel seems to be thinking the same thing because she just stands next to me silent and watches the horizon too. I'm thinking again about how much she seems to belong here when she speaks up a minute later. Let's get closer to the water. I follow Rachel down to the sand, tearing my eyes from the sky to run my gaze towards the cliff, where the lighthouse stands in silhouette. The beach is completely empty. There's no one else here this early in the morning. I'm really pleased about that. I wonder if that's because it's good for my photography or if it's because I just want more of Rachel to myself. Like I haven't already had enough of her to myself this week. It's been crazy getting to spend so much time with one of the most popular and busy girls at Blackwell. But I get why so many people are drawn to her. I understand even more now. It's hard to not be charmed by her. Still, I wonder, how much of that is the real Rachel Amber? I don't know as much as you about lighting and photography, but this will work for you, right? Rachel walks us closer to the water, stopping right before we reach the wet sand. She stands there looking up at the lighthouse, then turns to me. Oh yes, it's perfect. Now we just have to think of a place and an angle. I watch as Rachel needs to loosen her sneakers before kicking them off. You aren't planning on swimming again, are you? Rachel jerks her head towards me. Are you making fun of me? How bold, Max. Who knows, maybe you've had a bikini on underneath your clothes all morning. No, but I could strip down again if you insist. Oh, I'm kidding. Max, get some fucking game. Like, chill out. But we should definitely go swimming in the summer, you and I. Whether that's here or in LA. Really? I'd love that. I mean, if you do wind up going, I'll have to figure out a way to visit. You should come with Chloe. Right, Chloe and I should come and... I trail off, realising something about Rachel's contract. Have you told Chloe about it yet? I asked a question cautiously, not wanting to offend her. I know that on Tuesday she'd said that she hadn't told anyone else about it yet, but out of all the people in the world, the one person I figure Rachel would confide in would be Chloe. No, I haven't. Oh. I don't know why, and I'm not sure how to ask. Feels like it's really none of my business, even though they're both my friends. I know I should, I really should. I've been putting it off. We've been wanting to go to California together for years, our number one fantasy. We pulled so much shit just trying to get all the money we'd need, but it never shaped up. And now we've got this opportunity and it's all happening really fast. I'm worried she'll be pissed at me for going without her. Oh, Rachel. But that's how it always goes with me. More promises I can't keep and expectations I can't live up to. Rachel trays off, shaking her head. I'm going to tell Chloe about it this weekend. I don't know how she'll take it, but I promise I'm not going to keep her in the dark. No matter what my decision ends up being. Rachel? I overheard an encouraging smile. Maybe Chloe will be disappointed at first, but if you end up going, I think it will just motivate her to work even harder so that she can join you. Chloe might be stubborn, but that's a good thing more than it's a bad thing. I just know she wants you to follow your dreams. If Chloe could forgive me, then I know that she can forgive Rachel. And that she won't settle for any less than making things work for herself too. Max. Rachel lights up, smiling, her face glowing in the sunrise. You know what else I'm going to tell her? Thank you for befriending you so long ago so that I could get to meet you too. I think I owe her the exact same thank you. Rachel reaches out and squeezes my arm before her hand drops away, and she turns to face the ocean, stepping out onto the wet sand. I watch her bare feet sink in. She barely flinches, even when the cold surf comes to slosh up around her ankles. Here, right here. Here? The photo, I can feel it. This is the spot. I look at Rachel's back turned towards me, and then out towards the ocean. The sun has inched up a little higher. We're quickly approaching perfect lighting conditions, and I know that once we have them, there'll only be a couple of minutes to get the shot. Rachel is standing so straight and so calm against the sky and the water, and I can suddenly feel it too. You're right, it's gotta be here. She turns to look at me over her shoulder, smiling, and then walks closer to the water. As she steps into the surf, I pull my camera out so that I can ready myself. I wipe off the lens and tear open a new package of film, pushing it in and removing the dark slide when it rolls out. I store it in my bag for safekeeping. I decide to take a test shot to make sure that the film is good. There's one thing I know I definitely want a photo of, the lighthouse. I aim my camera up towards the cliff. Through the lens it looks even tinier. I take the photo free and slide it into my bag so it can develop somewhere dark. As I wait, I turn to see what Rachel's up to. I'm surprised to find that she's sitting on the shore cross-legged while the water inches towards her. For a moment I hesitate, worrying about the cold, but then I decide that I don't care, and after removing my shoes I join her. It is cold and it's definitely not pleasant, but sitting next to her is not bad either. Rachel turns to look at me with a smile, but then she looks back out towards the ocean, so I decide to stay quiet too. You know, Max, I'm really grateful for you. It comes out of nowhere. I can't help my surprise. Thank you? I feel like I can be real with you. Oh, Rachel? I'm tired of always pretending, you know? Is it just my imagination, or is Rachel's voice wavering? I'm always something different to everyone. Everyone has an idea of the person I am, or the person I should be, or the person they want me to be. And while I've been busy trying to be all those different people, I've forgotten where Rachel is. She draws her knees up to her chest and rests her arm against them, her head tipping forwards. My chest clenches up all tight watching her. I let out a breath, realizing I've been holding it this whole time. It's kind of given I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. Rachel, you don't have to pretend around me, I promise. I know. That's why this week has been so special to me. You didn't keep any expectations about me, you just listened. I can't take that much credit, Rachel. To be honest, I hesitate, but if Rachel feels that she can be real with me, then I want to be real with her. I had a lot of thoughts about the kind of person you were too, and I saw that a lot of the things I thought were totally dead wrong. I shouldn't have assumed or believed rumours or taken so long to get to know the real you. Oh, Max. Rachel's soft voice lacks any hint of anger. She reaches out to touch my shoulder. But you listened. You really listened and you let it go. I'm afraid of being forgotten, irrelevant, unimportant. I've manipulated people. Manipulated? Ask anyone. Even Chloe will probably tell you that. I'm so good at being whatever anyone wants me to be. Sometimes it feels like I'm living a double life or a triple life, on and on into infinity. How's someone like that supposed to accomplish her own dream? Fuck, I don't even know if I really deserve it. It doesn't feel like I've earned it. It's like nobody knows the real Rachel Amber. And if they did, they wouldn't like her. Hearing Rachel say that upsets me. But you don't owe anyone anything. What? All of those people, all of that bullshit, what do you want, Rachel? I'm suddenly aware that I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to her, saying things I've never been brave enough to tell myself before. What's the thing that you want the most? Don't think about what everyone else wants from you, because everyone's always going to be looking for something. Think about what you want. You know, Max, you're a lot gutsier than anyone's ever given you credit for. I'm just starting to realise that. So all of that shit about me doesn't bother you? Most of those rumours, they're true. I've had lots of problems with other people. I've done shit I'm not proud of. Like if you asked Nathan Prescott, all the horrible things he'd have to say about me would probably be justified. I led him on, thought I could take advantage of some rich asshole's money. I mean, Rachel's from a rich family too, like, not as rich as the Prescotts, but they don't have money issues. Then I saw how fucked up he really was and I felt like shit about it. And with Frank and the drugs, this time last year I was barely holding it together. But look at you now. Maybe I'm still getting to know the real Rachel Amber, but here's what I know. You're kind and caring. You have such a big heart. You've done your best to help me with this contest, even though there's a million other things you could be doing this week. You give so much of yourself to others. Maybe you're not perfect, but that's fine. You're real. I know that I'm talking to myself again, that these words are as much for me as they are for her, but I know that Rachel would understand. Max. I watch, stunned, as Rachel reaches up to wipe a tear away. Are you okay? Rachel laughs thickly, and then, before I even know what's happening, she reaches out and throws her arms around me, pulling me close to her chest. The surf forces up around our legs, but I can barely even feel it with my ear pressed against Rachel's chest, tune into the steady thumping of her heart. I carefully lift my arms to embrace her in return, my hands playing across her back. She holds me tight. Yes, I'm okay. I'm more than okay. I think this was all written in the stars. Sorry. I think this is all written in the stars. Yeah? It had to be. The universe conspired so that we could meet one another. So that we could be here together in this exact moment. Can you feel it? I don't know what I believe, but hearing Rachel say it, it really feels like maybe fate did have a hand in this. I can feel it. What I can really feel is her, which is where the answer lies, I think. Rachel pulls back, and we gaze at one another. A smile doesn't seem so mysterious to me anymore. It's a good feeling. Well, it's now or never, Max. She turns her face towards the rising sun. I think it's time. Rachel's right. The sun is at a perfect position over the ocean, and the sky has turned the colours of 100 different jewels. I'm sorry to let go of her, but her encouraging smile tells me that it's alright. Okay, let's do this. No expectations. Rachel's reminder of our promise helps embolden me. I nod, smiling. No expectations. I pull my camera out of my bag and take several steps back. The morning breeze plasters my wet jeans to my calves, but looking into the sun as it glows behind Rachel, I don't feel cold at all. When I lift my camera to my eye, my mind is blissfully blank. I don't mean that I'm not thinking about anything. Are you fucking kidding me? My mouse decided to die. The drama. Why did you have to do that now, bitch? But I'm not thinking about the things that I've spent so much time worrying about. Not thinking about my own insecurities, about winning the contest, about trying to emulate the greats, or about not achieving my dreams. Instead, the only thing I'm thinking about is the contest theme, bonds. The bond between model and photographer, the bond between artist and muse, the bond between Rachel and me. Through my lens, she looks completely at peace. And when she raises her arms and cradles the sun within them, I know I have my shot. Okay, that's really cute. I arrived to class before it's due to start, as early as possible. Not out of eagerness, but because I barely slept last night from nerves, and it's been impossible to pay attention to any of my classes today. No kind of don't get your hopes up premise beats the butterflies in your stomach, I guess. Still, it's a relief to see that Rachel's already there when I walk in. She's sitting on my desk, texting, and when I approach, she looks up right away. Max, hey! Today there's no mistaking your smile as anything but totally open. No enigma here. Hi, Rachel. I see that you decided to be a keener too. Not so much. I didn't hear a word of math class today. I spent the whole time marathoning horror movies because I couldn't sleep. I smoked like an entire pack of cigarettes and watched New Age meditation videos. We look at one another for a moment before we both start laughing. You should have texted me. I should have. Since you're probably already well past the Rachel saturation point anyway. Never. You're nervous, right? Yeah, unfortunately. As much as I've told myself that the pressure's off and not to hope for too much. Rachel nods. I've been thinking about it too. I think at this point it's probably okay to cross our fingers. She offers me a gentle, reassuring smile. Consider my fingers crossed then. I reach into my bag and pull out our contest photo, carefully pinned into a folder. I hold it out for her to see. She takes it eagerly, eyes sparkling. I still love it. You're going to make me a copy, right? You can have the original. Don't tempt me. I'll really take you up on it. Good, because I'm not kidding. We laughed together, and I found myself regretting again that I'd never really tried to get to know Rachel before this week. I can't believe I'd spent a whole year thinking that we'd always need Chloe around in order to relate to one another. Of course, I can't deny another truth to myself, that when my heart races when I'm next to Rachel, it's not just because she's so exciting to be around. I wouldn't be the first person to develop a crush on Rachel Amber, and I definitely know I won't be the last. I doubt that she's interested in someone like me, but being friends is more than good enough for me. I mean it. Just getting to be around her, knowing that Rachel feels like she can be real with me, is enough to make me happy. I feel really lucky. I've got a crazy idea. Torn from my thoughts, I look up, flustered. What is it? Just hear me out. If we win, let's get celebratory tattoos. What? Rachel laughs wildly. Come on! Just a little tiny one for your little tiny self. I gasp, pretending to be offended. You have 1 inch on me, maybe 2. You can put it behind your ear or something so your parents won't kill you. Rachel, this is the single worst idea I've ever heard. But I can't help but smile. Maybe Rachel Amber's impulsivity could be a good thing for Max Caulfield. Let's do it. We should do it even if we lose. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I do feel invincible right now. My answer seems to surprise Rachel just as much as it surprises me. Yes, Chloe's gonna freak. Along with every member of my extended family. This is going to be so much fun. I know an awesome artist in Portland. What are you thinking of getting? I don't know. I mean, I've thought about it before, just never in a serious way. Maybe a little dough? That would really suit you. What about you? I've been planning on a bluebird behind my shoulder. I should have guessed. What, too predictable? Oh, is that where she got the feather from? No, it's perfect. Apparently it's a symbol of hope, love, positivity, and renewal. The essence of life and beauty. Interesting. I glance around the room. More of our classmates are arriving, including some familiar faces. It feels like I haven't talked to in ages. Rachel sees me looking. Go catch up. I don't think Dot's going to be here anytime soon. Thanks, Rachel. I'll come sit with you when class starts. Talk to Chloe, because I feel like she's probably not having a good time. Because Chloe canonically has a crush on Rachel, so I feel like this is not going well. Hey, superstar. Oh, it's such a relief to be able to finally talk with Chloe again. I can't help but grin. Chloe, hey, how you feeling? I know who you get before these things. Well, nervous. Typical. You shouldn't be though. Rachel's been singing your praises all week. She has? Yeah, and it's hella annoying. Like, I already know you're talented. She's been barking up the wrong tree all week, non-stop. Are you jealous? My shoulders slump. Oh, well, it's great for her to say, but it's possible she might have a little too much faith in me. Okay, Max. Somehow I doubt it. There's Chloe's infinite faith in me yet again. I'm serious. This was super important to her, and we've both spent all week working on it. Yeah, I know you have. I've barely seen either of you the last couple of days. Which kind of sucks considering. I think I already know what Chloe's going to say, but I can't help the stab of guilt in my chest. Considering what? Considering you guys are my best friends, you know? But it's whatever. What's important right now is that you stop freaking. I'm not freaking. You totally are. And you shouldn't be. You and Rachel are a fucking dream team. Can't believe it took you guys this long to work together on something like this. I'd hate to be the competition. You're going to completely demolish. I can always count on Chloe no matter what. I'm so happy she's so supportive, even if I didn't get to see her much this week. I'm still not sure of that, but thanks for the vote of confidence, Chloe. Anytime. Anyway, I'll let you go collect your spoils. Don't forget the little people, alright? Never. I think about talking to my other classmates, but I'm too nervous to keep making idle chat. I'm just going to sit and wait for class to start and hope the butterflies go away. Eventually the bell goes off and Meg's dog walks in. Alright. I know you're all excited, but I need to have you all seated. Have I got everyone's photos? Everyone's eyes are on Meg's dog as they shuffle through the photos spread out on their desk. I'm really impressed by the amount of students that have entered this year. About half of every class has put an entry in. And now with these I can finally start deliberations. Lucky for you all, that means that you can use this period to study. The hum of chatter starts up immediately, quietly, and then dies down with some protests and groans. I'm kind of thankful for the opportunity. I put my head down and open my textbook, but although I try to focus, it's pretty hard. I guess Rachel and I aren't the only ones hoping to win. It feels like the longest hour of my life. Every time Mick's dog moves at their desk, I think they're about to announce the winners and I jump a little. When I finally do stand up, clipboard in hand, I go rigid in my seat. I catch Rachel's gaze. She winks at me just like she did on Monday, right before I asked her to be my partner. That feels like so long ago. Goodness, this was so difficult. I know that the deadline was short and that a lot of you devoted much of your free time this week to your entry. I truly wished I could award more than one winner. The theme of the contest, bonds, was a broad concept, and I'm thrilled to see so many different interpretations of it here. That's what photography is all about. Personal expression, showing the world the way you see things. That said, there is one entry in particular that truly embraced this theme. This photo embodies a sense of total peace between the subject and nature, and with the photographer. My heart skips a beat, or 10. God, I'm fucking nervous. There's no way they're talking about our photo. The unique vision of this novice photographer makes me think that we'll see some amazing things from them in the future, and hopefully they'll continue collaborating with their partner. So I'm extra pleased to announce that the winners of the second annual Blackwell photo contest are Maxine Caulfield and Rachel Amber. Woo! Congratulations! I love the sound effects. The class bursts into a round of applause. We won? We won! I seriously can't believe it. I can hear the teacher praising us and our classmates all admiring our photo, and Chloe's extra loud whooping and hollering, but it's like it's all happening to someone else. Rachel throws her arms around me, wrapping me in a tight hug. I hug her right back, laughing in disbelief. This is a moment that deserves a wowzer if there ever was one, but all I can manage is, we did it. She pulls back, and I can't help but think that if I look as happy as she does right now, I might never be able to stop smiling. Congratulations, Max. I couldn't have done it without you, for reals. The bell signaling the end of our class goes off, and after we take a few minutes to talk to our friends and I make arrangements to see Chloe later, Rachel tugs me towards the door. She's bright-eyed and glowing, and I have a feeling she's got an idea or an announcement. I know the perfect place for a future photo shoot, and you should come see it with me right away. Future photo shoot, huh? We're going to be collaborating a lot in said future, right? We can't let Doug down. You're right. How could we ever disappoint our dear teacher? Last class of the week. Last one I'll ever ask you to skip. Forever? This month. I laugh. Good enough. Let's see this mystery place. I don't think I could have said no even if I'd wanted to. I want to go on all kinds of adventures with Rachel. I don't just want to catch her in my lens. I want to see her with my own eyes and to see the world through hers. I extend my hand out to her, trying to look confident, but I'm holding my breath, wondering if she'll take it. When she does, she locks our fingers together. They're a picture-perfect fit. I don't know where Rachel is planning on taking me, but I just assumed it would be somewhere off campus. That's why when she starts leading me towards the dormitories, I feel confused. A photo shoot at the dorms? I can't think of a single thing there that I haven't photographed before. But my confusion starts to clear up a little when I realise where she's taking me. We're back in Rachel's room. It looks just the same as it did yesterday. The air is thick with incense, and the light spilling through the windows has given the room a heavy warmth. As the sun slips down the sky, long shadows spill across the floor. Rachel stands back as I step inside. I can feel her watching me as I slip my shoes off, trying to feel like a guest and not a stranger in here. She tosses a phone down onto her bed and holds her arms out, posing like, well, a model. Come on, say something. So this is a perfect place for a photo shoot? Yeah? Rachel's expression is soft, but there's a cautious weight to her voice that's impossible to miss. She's clearly been thinking about this a lot. If we're really going to be collaborating together, then I want to be real with you. And there's nowhere I feel more genuine than right here. This is the place where I don't have to be anyone or anything. I break into a smile. Then it means even more that you've brought me here. Rachel has moved over to a closet to put her shoes away, but I'm still looking around her room. She nods, letting me know it's okay. It's like all of Rachel's hopes are spread out on her walls. She's got posters of old Hollywood starlets, high fashion editorials, 70s and 80s punk rockers, a mix of things that are all different and yet all undeniably Rachel. So this is where she comes to dream about her future. I reach towards the lights strung up over Rachel's windows and gently touch one of the photos hanging from the cord. It's a picture of Rachel and Chloe together. I think it's probably at least 2 or 3 years old because Chloe's hair isn't entirely blue in it. Looking at it makes me feel sad and warm all at once. Sad because I was gone for so many years and I couldn't make these memories alongside Chloe and Rachel. But warm too because the future and the chance to make new memories has never felt brighter than it does now. My future, Rachel's future. There's no guarantee that they'll be connected, but the best part about the future is that it hasn't happened yet, so it can still be shaped and changed. Anything feels possible right now, which makes me feel braver than I have in ages. I look over at Rachel. I still barely believe we won. I told you at the start, we're an electric combo. I won't doubt you again. Rachel crosses over to the windows and shifts one of her little potted cacti into a shaft of light. She speaks to me over her shoulder. I'm going to go for it. Wait, go for what? The contract. When I was at pool last night, it wasn't just because I was thinking about the contest. What you told me yesterday made me really start thinking about what I want, not what anyone else wants out of me. Rachel draws her shoulders back, standing up taller. There's a hard set in her jaw. And what I want is this, more than anything. Even though part of me still feels unsure, even though it still feels like I might not deserve it. I just know that if I don't at least try, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. I worked for this, you know? And maybe my tactics weren't all that savoury, but at least they were mine. If I do just one more selfish thing, it's going to be this. And if it doesn't work out, I'll take another path and another until I get there. Because if there's one thing I'm good at, it's getting what I want. My heart is soaring hearing these words come from Rachel. There's a brightness in her eyes that definitely wasn't there on Monday, and it makes me feel all floaty inside. Our victory today was an amazing thing, but she makes me want to keep reaching higher and higher for more and more. Really, Rachel? I'm so glad to hear that. I hold fast to the newly sprouting resolve taking root in my heart. I'm going to try and take all the opportunities that come my way too. Because if I don't take them, someone else will. Right, exactly. It's all thanks to you that I even realised any of this. I spent so much time thinking about what everyone else wanted from me that I started to feel like I'd never get what I wanted. Thanks for the perspective, and your eye. I'm not that brilliant. Maybe I was just inspired. Speaking of inspiration, are you still going to want to work with me if you hit it big and I don't? As if that would ever happen. Come on, humour me. We'll both be famous, because we're an electric combo, remember? Rachel lifts her hand to her mouth, laughing. Well, an artist does need a muse. I'm no Richard Avedon, but Rachel is my muse. It's not a bad idea. I twist my hands together shyly, venturing a little smile. It's like I said, you, inspire me. We're going to need to get together again, like, really soon. I nod eagerly. Yeah, I'd love to do another photo shoot with you. Something we can creatively direct without a theme set for us. But to my surprise, Rachel shakes her head. Not like that. Oh. I'm confused, but I nod. That's okay. I know you're probably going to be really busy in the next few months if you're going to LA. God, Max, get a fucking clue. No, Max, it's not that either. Of course I want you to take my photo again. Consider me ready to pose at any time. But what I had in mind was more like a date. If you're willing to give our electric combo an official try. Did I hear that right? Is Rachel seriously asking me on a date? Me? Is she sure she has the right person? My shock renders me momentarily mute, and Rachel's expression shifts to one of concern. No go? I thought, never mind. I'm totally cool with it if you just want to be friends. No, I'm sorry. I'd love that, Rachel. I feel like I've just sprinted a mile and I start babbling. I mean, I've never dated anyone before. I've never even been on a date, so I wouldn't really know what I was doing, but if you're okay with that, if you're okay with me, then I definitely want to try. Where's that confidence I just saw? If you're going to try dating me, you've got to show more of it. Never apologize for anything. That's what you've been showing me all this week. You're right, I was kinda surprised. Sorry for being such a geek. You're doing it again. Oh, sorry. My God, stop apologizing, I swear to God. I catch myself this time. Never apologize for anything. Whoops. Now you're talking. We look at one another. I can't stop smiling. It's always making my face hurt a little. I know that we're both going to have a lot of work to do in the future, on ourselves and with one another. And I know that if I want to help Rachel be true to herself, and to let her inspire me to be true to myself, then I'll have to work twice as hard. Last week, the idea of that would have been so overwhelming that I probably would have given up before even starting. But now I'm ready for the challenge. Rachel has opened her heart to me. Not completely, but it's like I can see a sliver of light through the door, and I know that what waits on the other side must be incredible. And as long as that door is open just a little, I know she's willing to let me inside. I'm going to keep my heart and my mind open too. Rachel sinks down onto the sofa near her door, and after she reaches over to flick on the lights strung up on the wall, she pats the spot next to herself invitingly. I sit next to her, trying to meet her gaze is making me feel ridiculously shy. Still, I can't help but look up when she reaches for my hand. That's so cute. It might be hard to try to date. I mean, I'll probably be spending a lot of time in LA for the next few months, maybe even years. I don't know what direction this thing is going to take. I wish I had a more solid idea. Kind of freaks me out to think about it, even though it freaks me out even more to think about just staying in Arcadia Bay. I shake my head, squeezing her hand tight. I find we're figuring it out on the way. You said it yourself, you have to at least try. Really? Yeah, and I mean, all artists have to go through a rough period now and then, right? Maybe the distance will inspire me to create an extra special series of photos. I see you've got your future all planned out already. Not really, it's just, I know it's in my hands. Or that's what being around you has made me realise. I swallow the knot in my throat, trying to clear it. It's the same feeling I get when I'm about to cry, but I know that it's not it this time. I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. It's going to be whatever I make of it, whatever we make of it. Rachel has fallen silent. She's got her eyes on the window, where the sun has gone almost completely down, turning the room a purplish red. She's got her teeth pressed to her bottom lip. After a moment, she nods. I'm going to start living for me. She lets out a long, slow breath. In that exhalation, it sounds like she's unburdening herself of a lifetime of pressure. I feel the same way. Max, thank you. I think about asking for what, but I already know what she means. I squeeze her hand hard, and in return, Rachel brushes her shoulder against mine, soft but solid, real. The future is spread out before us like a million different threads, just waiting to be woven into something beautiful. I can't wait to see what it becomes. So that was Love is Strange. That was really, really well made. I feel like they really stuck to Max's character mostly. Obviously we know less about Rachel, but I feel like her character is also quite close to what she's like in Before the Storm. I love the art style as well, that it was gorgeous. It really reminds me of the style of the photos in the actual Life is Strange game, which are basically just, they look like paintings. And that's kind of what the whole game kind of looks like a little bit. Most of like the decor looks kind of painted. So I really like that they kept that theme going, or like that style going. The music is really good as well. They really stuck with the kind of indie, atmospheric kind of music. The writing was gorgeous as well. And it's really nice. Like, I'm a huge Life is Strange fan, duh. So it's always nice to have a new game to play that builds more on this game and franchise that I really like. So yeah, it was really fun. As I said, the link to the game will be in the description. I really recommend playing it. I'm kind of curious to see what the other like paths would be like, because obviously the 4 options are Rachel, Chloe, Kate and Victoria, which the reason why I chose Rachel and not Chloe is because I felt like Chloe was kind of like the obvious choice, and also I have a bit of a crush on Rachel. But Victoria and Kate are quite like interesting choices to include in the game, so I might play those pathways as well. So if you want to see that, let me know, because if not, I'll just do it in my own time. But yeah, so yeah, happy belated Valentine's Day, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.